It's Tom here from FDS, and the subject of today's mini midweek review is these, which are a yellow Gen 3 Koosh, and these are bought from seller Beautiful Woman 2012 on eBay. Well, I'm sure is not a beautiful woman, and I'm sure is the main seller, well, has been the main seller for Koosh. And these are the Gen 3 Koosh with improved tip glue. So I'll just get a couple of packs out. I'll put the box to one side. Okay, so I've got a couple of packs out there, and you can see that these are yellow. And I must give a quick shout out to the guys at Grim Up Nerf, because they've been using the yellow, and they said that the yellow foam was particularly nice, and they'd used it in their games, and they felt like it was a little bit more durable than the blue. So I thought I'd give that a go. Now, these have a reputedly improved tip glue. I've had some 200 odd now of the blue, and I've used probably 100 of those 200, and so far they seem to have retained their tips better. But when we looked at these, I don't know if I'll put that one up nice and close to the camera. So you can see here that there is none of the over glue that we saw previously. There's maybe the odd tiny patch where there's a little bit more glue, which is a good thing. Another one here. So you can see that those are all fairly consistent in terms of their glue, which is great because that can cause problems, particularly in tight brass barrels and other things. And obviously it's another weakness that the causes the tips to fail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to bend it, and I'm going to see if I can pull the tip off. On the old Koosh you could get your fingers on here, and if you bent the foam the tip came off. So I'm going to bend the foam. I'm not going to completely collapse it because I want to use this dot again. So there you go, look, I'm nearly at 90 degrees now, and there's no sign of any splitting on the tip glue, which I think you'll agree. We'll go the opposite direction, even it out. I'm actually sticking that quite hard, and there is no tip glue failure, and if I pull the other way, that's actually really nice and secure. So I'm happy that that tip glue has been improved, and the foam actually feels quite durable. You see that where I've bent the foam, it hasn't completely collapsed and gone all squishy, which is a good sign. So I bought these just to test their durability, and because obviously yellow is quite a good colour for spotting. I play indoors and the floor is kind of grey and blue, so yellow will hopefully stand out. So these are my super stock dart of choice, simply because they've got a nice soft tip which doesn't cause damage to paintwork, etc. Because I play inside mostly with my main group, and they also offer good accuracy, and they've got their over 75% of the mass concentrated in the tip. One thing I will look at with Koosh in the past, they did have very varying weights, so I think it will be worth taking 5 minutes just to weigh a few of these Koosh and just see where we are. I'll weigh this first 10. Right, I must give a shout out to Northwind Lowlander on BritNerf. I'll put a link in the description box to his work. He's been going through a lot of the different Koosh colours. He's measured their sizes, he's checked their weights, and he's also checked their performance, just to see how consistent they're getting, because we used to see quite a lot of variation, particularly in foam on Koosh darts. So what I want to do is I want to look at the weights. Now for some reason my scales are deciding to not to play ball this morning with the 0. See, there we go, there's a 0. So first one, 1.1. 1.07. 1.11. 1.09. 1.12. 1.12. 1.13, 1.09, 1.08, 1.09. So you can see that those are plus or minus 3/100ths of a gram. So I would say that those are pretty consistent weights. So when you're playing a game where you really want consistent performance, I would suggest that that is probably going to be pretty good. Now, Northwind has measured the dimensions of these, and again, the dimensions have been very, very good now. They're approaching the levels of consistency we've seen with Hasbro darts. So I would suggest that most of those early problems seem to be past with the Koosh. Time will tell how many of these yellow ones fail the head test. So I will get back to you when I've had them through the pool, and we'll see what happens with those.